Hello everybody, Dibz here, and welcome to episode 3 of Journey Back to GM. Now if you guys haven't noticed, I did climb a bit of SR since the last time. We're at 3659 and well into Masters on DPS. Now I did a lot of this live on stream. You guys can visit at twitch.tv/Dibz if you want to be a part of the climb as well. I stream every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and also Saturdays and Sunday at 1 p.m. PST. Now on Sundays I typically do a lot of VOD reviews for those who are watching. You don't have to pay for them. I like to be a part of the community or help out the community as much as possible, answer questions, offer tips. So yeah, just join in on the community. Feel free to drop by, say hello, and I always welcome you guys no matter what. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get on to the competitive commentary. All right, let's do this. Looks like we've got Volskaya Industries. All right, 2CP. 2CP, huh? Not bad. Let's try this out. Tracer really good on the first point at least. Second point is a little bit more difficult because they can come back from spawn real easily, and a lot of the times Tracer just gets like one pick. Most of the time it's really hard for her to kind of secure the point unless you're continuously like getting picks from the spawn. Right, when people are coming out spawn, you just pick them off. That's a little bit harder to do because you're using a lot of cooldowns to pick off one person, and then by the time your cooldowns reset, another person's coming back, and it's really close to the second point. So we're gonna try to see how Tracer is. We might actually be able to snowball to the second point. But if we can do that, that'd be cool. And we'll see. We do have a Zarya, so that'd be really good for us to communicate with the Zarya to kind of secure that second point if we're able to take the first one without having to use her ult. So that's kind of like the snowball effect that happens a lot in 2CP, and you want to take advantage of that whenever you can. But yeah, it was kind of like interesting for the experimental, where they got rid of that. Basically, you would play the first point and then you would switch sides after that. I kind of liked it because it stopped like the 8 2CP games that we were having a lot of the time. But we'll see how this goes. That's our plan. That's our plan. Always going in with a good plan. Okay, I don't know whose Widow that was, but they have a Sombra. Oof, okay. Okay. I'm listening right now to see if there is a Sombra anywhere. Okay, that's a good pick. Do they have a Mercy? They don't. They do have a Mercy. Nice pick. Okay, that works too. Denying the rest. Mercy down. Okay. Oh shit. No. Ah! Woo! Get away. Alright, so our Widow did really pop off that first point. But we were able to distract the... I don't know if we did any distracting, but we did pretty well there. We did okay. Yeah. We were able to, what was it? Take advantage of the fact that our Widow got to pick the first part. That means the Mercy on the enemy team is going to be looking for a res. She's not really paying attention to the, everything else. That was really risky for the Mercy to go for that res though. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Okay. Alright, Sombra getting a pick once again. It's a little bit risky for us to try to go for anything here. Oh, I don't want to be here either. Yep, Ashe on high ground. I've got to be very careful here, but it doesn't really matter if she has a pocket. She's going to one-shot me in the head either way. Doesn't matter if I get... That blink was... Let's not talk about that blink, shall we? Let's not talk about that, okay? Okay, sure. Yes, let's not. Alright, I have bomb. Saving for a grab here. Nice hook on the Zarya. Okay, our Zarya is hacked. Sombra's on the left side. Gotta watch for the hook. Hog. Nice. We have wall, so that's really nice. Oh, Sombra's on the Mega. That's not good. I have nothing to do. I can't do anything here. That's the EMP. I'm really weak. But they use their... yeah, I can't stay here on this side because of
does nobody care about the Ashe? That's just high ground on the right. Like, thanks.
You have to deal with her. What do you mean?
She's getting Mercy pocketed.
Headshot her.
Just look at her.
He's got a point. He's got a point. Just headshot her. It's okay, guys. We're doing fine. We have Zarya grab and bomb.
This guy's talking all of his ass because he can't deal with their Ashe.
Now we have bomb grab here. It's fine. We're just gonna push the point. Bomb grab it. They don't have anything against it. Get a free pick or a free win. They used the EMP already. So if that doesn't work out, then I'm gonna swap. Okay, where's our Zarya? Okay. He's got him off a high ground. There's too much.
Yep, I have a Sombra on me when I'm trying to deal with Ashe.
Okay.
Use your mic to talk shit. The fuck
Looks like we're just kind of just chilling around here. Okay, we need to back up.
Look
just back up. We good.
I mean, you're
I'll help you out.
gold
I'll help
board.
you out, Widow. I'll help you out.
literally gold border.
Yeah, we just need to back up. Let's back up. They're gonna be pushing us now. Nice pick. Sorry, it's half.
Like it's funny
Okay,
you
they
talk
use
when I
nano.
literally solo got first point 3.
Okay, they grabbed us. Fine, hog on the right, hog on the right. Sorry, no
I
friendly.
literally got 3 picks. I got
You're still dying off.
I'm not hearing. Yeah, I'm not hearing the
because there's a
Sombra.
Sombra sitting on me. You don't even want to double me.
So stop talking shit. Stop off.
They've out, they've out. That's big. That's actually really big. Nice. I was gonna say nice hook. Yeah, we're playing really split here. We need to get a full 6 here, guys. We go. We're staggering like crazy. Yeah, just back up.
Before you actually do something useful.
No, it's fine. We're still down. We're still down, even if we got that pick.
3 times dying off.
We're still down, because we're coming back from spawn. So we just gotta wait.
I mean, what do you want me to do? Kill both their DPS?
No, just
Guys, calm down!
Oh, let me deal dash when there's a Sombra sitting on me. They're actually so fucking retarded.
so then swap off.
He's already no self? Why is everybody so bad? Why is everybody so bad? Just grab. I have bomb. I can follow up. I'm with you, Widow. Okay, so I'm teleported. We just need a combo. That's all we need to do. We got a few picks and then we win. We win the fight at
It's
least.
been 5 minutes and you still haven't pressed Q.
Okay, that's big. Sombra.
Like, Zara, can you open your profile? You're literally gold border, fucking diamond, and you fucking...
Man. It was just honestly.
I'm not dying.
You're literally dying off spawn to a Sombra and you try to talk shit.
Alright, I'm gonna have to swap here then. I'll play McCree. I'll play Cree.
You literally died 3 times off spawn.
I'll play Cree to help
Man,
out.
how many picks have I gotten? How many picks have I gotten?
Killed the Ash one time.
Justice ain't gonna
So our Widow can take care of the Ashe. I can take care of the Sombra.
You're actually so delusional. Dog.
Alright. I'm just getting free shot right here and
Yeah, you're actually stupid. Just watch replay. Watch replay.
okay. It's okay.
Watch
It's okay.
replay to see you get shit on. I'm
Yep.
good,
Watch
bro.
replay.
We can still do this. We can still do this. Ashe is top right. I'm getting hit really hard. Somebody needs to take. I can't take care of her. Yeah. So I'm trying to deal with the Ashe here, but then the Sombra's camping me here. I should have been a little bit closer. Should have been a little bit closer. The reason why I swapped on the McCree was to help out with the Sombra, so then our Widow would be able to pick off the Ashe on the enemy team. But yeah. So I need to stay with the team. Let's stay with the team. We got this. We can do this. He's probably on high ground. I don't know if I should have wasted that, to be honest. Okay, let's not worry about the Sombra. Yeah, this is the hard part of not having any shields, because you can't really push if there's like an Ashe peeking. We just need to stay together as a team. That's all we have to do. And we can touch. Oh, that's not good. Ooh, that was a rough one. It's okay. Honestly though, we could have done a lot better. We could have done a lot better. But it was just like people were getting tilted for absolutely no reason. Like we got picked off by the Ashe a few times, yeah. But then we just continued to stagger and argue and stagger and argue, and it's just like there's no point to do that. There really isn't any point to do that. But I'm gonna play McCree here to help out if there is going to be like a Sombra on the enemy team. It seemed like she was just causing a lot of havoc, even though they weren't really. I just honestly feel like there should have been a little bit more callouts in regards to the Sombra. I didn't hear a Sombra being called out at least like once before the Widow was dead. I just think that sticking together would have been a lot better. Sticking together would have been a lot better. It would have been the solution to help out. And yeah. And also I think the pressure for our Zarya to grab was really high. Like we didn't really have to grab a Roadhog, right? Like that's our win condition. If your win condition is grabbing one person and it doesn't really win the fight, like if we're already down one and you do it, you have to get at least 2 or 3 people to kind of push the fight in your direction, right? But yeah, this is kind of like the main reason why getting tilted is very bad. Because you start making these kind of decisions where it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. It's fine. Whatever. Alright. Alright guys, we got this. We can hold them. But we'll see. Now everybody's just like super quiet. Oh,
Winnable.
Yeah, yeah, it's winnable. It is.
Good luck.
No, it is. It's winnable, dude.
Coming from a guy that goes to Masters.
Oh my god, dude. Like, what?
Profile is literally you chopping every season. You goddamn garbage.
I mean, I'm a support, mate.
I should say anything.
No wonder you got.
I shouldn't say anything.
You're a support player. You deserve to be fucking gold.
I try to be positive. I try to be
Gold
like.
border and your heart's a diamond. Why are you talking? You're literally gold border and your heart's a diamond.
You're literally a support player. You're literally a support player. And that's the only reason your MMR sucks.
I'm just.
Anybody can play
tank.
support and get a high MMR, dude.
Yeah, go and get high MMR then. Open your profile, show me. Open your profile, show me.
This guy brags about getting support MMR and then being placed.
Open your profile and show me.
No wonder
Open your profile
you
and show me how good you are. Show me how
No
good you are.
wonder.
Have you even
There's
peaked
no
Masters?
wonder. Of course. But
Open
you
your profile
drop
and show
from
me.
it every season.
And
Okay,
you
I'll
can't
add
even
you
get
after
it.
this game. I'll add you after this game.
Go on, open your profile, show me.
Nothing I can do, guys. I tried.
You literally
I tried.
drop every season and you try.
I
to talk
tried my
shit.
hardest.
Why do
But
you
let's
try
try.
to talk
Let's actually
shit?
play Tracer here.
Diamond.
This is bad.
Let's try playing Tracer here.
Like, you're playing
Actually.
bad and you try to talk shit. I don't understand.
You're so delusional. Good luck.
I do a Sombra
Okay,
3
nice,
times
nice.
off
Winnable, it's winnable, guys. Just focus on the game.
One.
Focus on the game. We can do this. They held us. We can hold them.
Hilarious.
Driving hard stuck. Good luck.
Pop. Let's pop.
Literally so
I'll
bad.
ult it.
Go for it.
Oh, he didn't ult. He
Okay,
stayed.
I'll shit on you on a Widow one, bro. Exactly. You won't because you're a pussy.
Gold borders, hearts like diamonds. Good luck.
Add me and get shit on you, pussy. Exactly.
Well.
Sorry, Tracer.
Nah, it's okay, guys.
Next. Good luck in
Just-
your next game.
Yeah, you too.
I'm just drunk. Someone like I'm being toxic.
There's nothing I can do about that, honestly. It's like people are just making all of these calls, and it's just like I'm trying my hardest, trying to until people, but it's just like nope. I just want to get mad. I just want to keep yelling at people. I just want to keep talking crap. Honestly, that is the downfall. All right, so even if it was like a really toxic game and we kind of just like whiffed that one, I do definitely want to look back on what we could have done better at least, or at least help our Widow who was kind of being pooped on in regards to the Sombra. So let's take a look at that, see what I could have done better to kind of stop the tilt from actually happening in the first place. And even if it was like a really big loss, it's always still good for you to go back and like look about what you could have done. Right? That's how you improve, because it doesn't matter what your team does. It really doesn't matter what your team does, because that's not how you improve. You don't worry about what your team does, right? I mean, like you kind of do worry about what they do in terms of like how you follow up on them, right? But then it's like you can't really blame your team for the loss. There's always something to take away. That's what I'm trying to say. There's always something to take away from the loss. And okay, it looks like we have the colors swapped. All right, let's try that again. So if you guys don't know, sometimes the colors do swap when you're doing the replays. So best thing for you to do, go to friendly UI, change it to red, and change the enemy UI color to your opposite color, and then just restart the game, and then it'll get in correctly to the next one. It's a weird bug, but yeah. All right, looks like we've got the right colors. Okay, let's do this. So I want to take a look at where we started to kind of fall apart. So it was a little bit kind of risky for me to go against the Ashe here on the 1v1 situation. But I was kind of trying to just distract her while my team was able to push up, because if she's firing at me, right, then that means my team is able to push up. There's a lot of pressure relieved from my team, and I'm actually doing my job as long as I don't die. But that was my fault for dying there. I did mess up a blink. If you guys want to take a look at that one more time. Okay. I did the recall and I blinked into the wall, unfortunately. Right there. Yeah, I blinked backwards. I thought my recall was going to be here, and I was going to blink back to my team. But anyways, I think the tilt started to happen after this one. Let's see, where is the enemy Sombra? All right, so this is me as Tracer. I could have actually gone towards the backline and just like touched the point to pull them away. That would have been okay. That could have actually been okay. But we did get the Roadhog here. I was on fire. Really dangerous for me to go onto the Sombra here, but I saw that she was low. I was still burning. Missed a chance to pick her off there. I was at 44 HP. So at this moment, I was kind of like, okay, what can I do? I can't go forward, because if I go forward, the Bob's going to shoot me, right? I'm like, what? 44 HP? I only have one blink to cross this gap. I won't be able to cross it in time for me to not die from the Bob. So I was like, what's the next thing I can actually do to survive and get out of here? I had the recall, right? But then the recall brought me back to here. I was still not in a good situation. I was still 44 HP. I don't think that was actually a good recall. I think I could have just blinked backwards here and just like be a little bit quiet until my team pushed the point, and then I could have my recall up here. But it did look like we got a little bit of percentage here, which is okay, and that's fine. And we had 4.5 minutes, right? We had 4.5 minutes. This isn't bad. This is not bad. 4.5 minutes. Cool. Just say for your grav bomb, make sure you guys get a good grav with at least 2 people. One or two people is okay, but if you're going to grab a hog, like you want to ensure that it's actually going to be a pick. Because if you grab a hog, it's not 100% guaranteed that he's going to die, right? He's only guaranteed to die if you get an anti on him. But of course, the Zarya on the enemy team can bubble the Warthog, right? So if everything goes correctly on their end, right? We grab the hog, we post bomb into him, we purple him. Zarya just bubbles him, gets rid of the purple, he vapes, pumps heals into him, he lives. So I can't say solo grabbing a hog is worth it. I can't say solo grabbing a hog is worth it. But what I should have done was I should have gone towards the back here. I should have just ignored the Ashe if she was up here. Try to blink past and go into the high ground here. This probably would have been the play for me, right? Because if I go up here, I can at least touch the point and I can make people look back, turn around, and my team can push forward. It forces the Ashe to look towards me, and it forces people to pull away from this choke so that my team can push through. I think that was what I could have done better, definitely. If I go on this high ground here, it allows you to... I can just peek out, poke at the Ashe, bloop, bloop, bloop. Look, I'm here, right? Be annoying, poke out, be a little bit safe, draw them back. I should have just been in the backline a little bit more, but I was kind of... I was trying to kind of calm everybody down, and I was also getting distracted myself. I wasn't really thinking super clearly. My worry was... My worry was trying to calm my team down, and I feel like sometimes, you know, that goes to show you. Sometimes it's just not worth it a lot of the time. You know, to spend your energy to try to calm your team down in regards to this. It's better for me to just focus on what I'm trying to do. Right? If you're getting too distracted to try to get your team together, then it's just kind of like, you're kind of wasting your time. I should have given up at a certain point to be like, okay, my team is not going to listen. They're not just going to keep fighting. I should just ignore them and just do my own thing. Yeah. So it was also my fault too. I could put the blame on myself too, you know. And if it ever happens again next time, I'm going to try once or twice to calm them down. If it doesn't work, then I'm just going to swap and just going to do my own thing. But yeah, this is kind of where we fell apart. So even though we did get a pick on the Ashe, right? Even though we got a pick on the Ashe, right? You're going to think, oh, we're up 1. Not necessarily, right? They have 5 people here. Mercy, Ana, Hog, Zarya, and the Sombra. We only have 4 because why? We have 1 person coming back from spawn who's a Hog. Okay. And the Widow is still here, yeah. So it's kind of like an even fight, technically. So it's not really something we can push to our advantage, right? They're also using ults, right? They're grabbing us. This is a lost fight, right? I would say this is considered a lost fight, especially after that, right? They use grav, we're down. There's no point for us to really try to push this. We should all be trying to back up here and regroup. This Zarya up here, and the Mercy was really juicy though. I really did want to try to get this pick. Because if we were able to pick off the Zarya and also the Mercy, like they're really split from the team. I don't think it's a bad idea for us to do this. If we can get both of them off, we'll be considered even or up 1 by the time our Widow gets back, right? Then we can push the point and try to push it to our advantage. But I think it was just kind of like people were just going crazy, people arguing, and they also vowed to get out. So that's a huge advantage for us. That's a huge advantage for us, right? But we let the Zarya get away, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we let her get away. But yeah, at this moment, okay, so our Widow got a pick. That's good. Sombra's going towards the back line. Yeah, we need to be playing a little bit closer together as a team, especially if the Widow's getting picked up by the Sombra the entire time. I could have just played Tracer and just tried to deal with the Sombra, or play McCree and help our Widow. But that's the thing, though. If I'm helping our Widow, where's she going? Oh, I think she's just stalling and waiting. Yeah, she's just stalling and waiting. But yeah, I should have paid a little bit more attention and been with our Widow a little bit more to try to pocket her or help her out with the Sombra. That would have been the best play for me at the moment. So that's also my fault. So yeah, what did we learn? If the Sombra's on the enemy backline or your backline, try to swap a little bit, try to help out your other DPS. and try to make a little bit more space as the other DPS, or create space for your Widow if she's popping up, because she had the potential. She had the potential to pop off a lot, right? But that's because she had a lot of space. That's because she had a lot of space. But yeah, take a look at this. So what did we do? We used bomb, grav, and so yeah, let's take a look. Okay. We grabbed the hog, right? Okay. He also got naded by our Ana. I think our Ana did our wait. Our Ana didn't even nade. Our Ana didn't even nade. So. Oh yeah, she naded at the end. He got nanoed at the end, but it's just like there's so much stuff that we're throwing into this hog, just this one hog, to kill him. Bomb, grav, and also nade. Nade is also a very important ability for Ana, right? You don't want to be using that too much just for one specific person. Like, it does secure the kill, but it's like, how much did we lose, or how much did we use just to kill him, and how much are we up? We're down in Widow, we're down Zarya. After we kill the hog, how much are we up? We're not even up. We're down, right? We're down. We have an Ana here. We have a Tracer here, which is me, defeating Tracer, and then we have a hog. That's it, right? Everybody else is dead. Everybody else is dead. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We threw 2 ults. They used 1, and we still lost the fight. So it's just kind of like these kind of situations where you get into like a very tense team fight. You end up throwing all of these ults and just not getting a lot of value from it. It's really difficult for you to kind of pull your team back together. But I should have realized that at this point. Like, okay, I should just swap to McCree, and we should honestly just regroup and try to keep our Widow alive, because she's able to pop off. She has the capability of popping up, but we're just staggering the entire time, right? We didn't really have a full 6v6, right? That was the only fight that we had that we actually used ults, but we weren't even like a full 6v6, right? It was just like a lot of staggering happening. And I think that's kind of like what happens when you get a pick with Widow. A lot of people tend to think that you're up 1, but in reality you're only even. And you can't do anything. You can't push. You can push for 5v5, but it's not very wise to do so, because if you push a 5v5, what's the problem with that in 2CP? If you push a 5v5, right? Let's just say we got a pick on the Widow and we're 5v5, but then our Widow dies. Okay, cool. Push the 5v5. By the time we get to this point, their person from spawn is going to be walking out already. They're going to be a 6v6, or they're going to have a 6th person. We're going to have 5, so it's going to be 6v5 for maybe about 10 seconds. What's our other DPS going to be? Our other DPS is going to be like back here. It's technically not going to be in the fight. So this is why pushing an even fight is still considered being down, unless you force a pick. If you can force a pick and you can get it into a 5v4, then when that person comes back, it'll be a 5v5, but even then, you're still only even, right? So it's just like, you have to be pretty confident when you're trying to push an even fight on 2CP. And that's why I really wanted to force the grav to get at least 2 people, right? 2 people, 2 squishies. If you get 2 squishies in your graph, that's fine. You get 2 picks and you can push in. Because if you lose 1, you'll still be 5v4, and then when they come back, you would still be up, right? But I think just like all the arguing kind of disoriented everybody, and we're just kind of like, we're not doing whatever. Yeah. It just started making really, really bad plays afterwards, and it's just, it happens. It happens. Right? But yeah, I definitely, number one thing I learned, flank a little bit more, right? If even if the Sombra is on our backline as Widow, I should try to be a little bit more annoying on the back, trying to force the attention away so I can create pressure on the point to make them turn around. Secondly, if I'm not able to do anything with that as Tracer, I should be swapping up to either McCree to help out with our Widow. Though our Widow, honestly, our Widow probably should have swapped if she was getting, you know, that much pressure against the Widow, against the Sombra. And after we used our graph, we could probably swap to a shield. Swap to a shield would be fine. Like Orisa, they did get nerfed a little bit, but having a shield against the Ashe creates a lot of space, right? It allows you to just run through without having to worry about an Ashe. Even a Reinhardt would be okay. It's kind of considered quote-unquote throwing, because a lot of, you know, this is getting a bad stigma now because shields are kind of dead. But if you're going against an Ashe who's popping off like this, you kind of do need a shield, or at least full dive. Honestly, full dive probably would have been a lot better, right? If you play full dive, you are able to get to the high ground here, push the Ashe on high ground, push her off, right? Wait for your cooldowns to come up, jump onto the point, boom. Easy. That's the easiest way to get Ashe off at the high ground. Easiest way. So, I could have called for that. So, but yeah, it happens. Let's see what we could have done on defense. So we're here on defense. This is the moment where I said, we can do it, guys, we can do it, and everybody just kind of just like, nope. Right. Yeah, it's okay. Like I said, as long as you're trying and you don't let it get to you, right? These games happen all the time. I mean, I won't say it happen all the time. They happen a lot in whatever rank you are in. But yeah, just don't let it get to you. Okay. Yeah, I think what was happening here was that I was listening to a lot of the people that were talking. They were like just yelling over each other, and I was just kind of like trying to hear what was going on, and I just lost track. I lost track of where everybody else was. I was just like, where are they? And so I was just kind of like, okay, I guess we're just gonna play here. Oh god, there's a hog behind me. There's a Zarya behind me. I'm getting knitted from behind, and we just kind of got split off really badly here. I think the best thing we should have done, or what we should have done, was we should have stayed here, stopped the Sombra from getting this health pack, right? Because we actually have a Mei, and we have more range, right? We should have baited them into this room, or at least played together on one corner and walled them off here, or play together here and just force the wall here. That would have been the play. That would have been the play. But we were kind of split there. Let's see what happened exactly. Let's see what happened. Okay. So we were on the high ground here, right? Let's look at our positioning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's our Mei? No wonder why I didn't see a wall. In the best situation, you would have your Mei here to wall off the enemy team, and you could be able to push in and get a pick. But I see that it was not even, we didn't even have that option. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay. See, this is what happens, honestly. Like, don't be the guy to tilt your DPS or whoever. Because if you do, this is what you get. Right? Honestly, if we were just to be, okay, like, let's help out the Widow, right? Let's help her. Help her as a team, right? She's having a little trouble. Okay, cool. You don't have to, like, put her down or put him or her down. Because if you do, then this can sometimes happen. This can sometimes happen, right? And in reality, it is technically still this person's fault for doing this. But it's like, you do have an effect on what can happen, right? So don't be the person to force it to happen. Be the person to try to turn it around and not let this happen. Because yeah, I think everybody, if we were just like cool about it, we'd be like, yeah, okay, then you wouldn't be doing this. So anyway, oh yeah, that's it. All right, so enough about that one. I am at loss for words, guys. I'm sorry about that one. I wish we had a better game to put on, but that just goes to show you that, you know, sometimes you do get a lot of games like that. I understand, and it's really tough. Like, as long as you're trying, you know, as long as you're trying your hardest, as long as you're trying to kind of, you just like be the mediator, that's fine. But if people are still being toxic, there's nothing much that I can do, you know. And I think that's just kind of the moral of the story. That's the moral of the story. If people are getting toxic at each, or people being toxic to each other, or even if they're toxic to you, right? Like, the reason why I didn't mute them was because I wasn't the one who was being targeted in regards to being of the toxicity, right? So I can kind of like listen to what they're saying and be a little bit more, trying to be like the mediator, or at least make some call outs at the same time. I think it would have probably been better for me to mute them either way, because at least I wanted to try to see if I can salvage the situation, right? But anyways, if you do get somebody who's toxic to you like that, if it's directly to you, then you can just mute them and you can just try to play your best as possible. But I would say it's okay to try to be the mediator, but as long as, you know, they don't start targeting you. If they start targeting you, then yeah, you just have to mute them and just kind of like just play your best. But yeah, I think that's kind of what I should have done. I should have just ignored them and not really rely on, you know, the grab and just try to make more solo plays on my own. But yeah, I think that's gonna be one for the books, guys. That's gonna be one for the books. But yeah, anyways, let me know how you guys deal with toxicity, or whether it's directed at you or whether it's directed at other people in your games. Let me know, like, you know, if it's happened to you before or how you guys deal with it. I'm really interested because it happens a lot. Like, I stream a lot and people come into my chat and they always tell me, hey Dibz, how do you deal with toxicity? Or if people are toxic to you, or if people are toxic to each other, what do you do? And yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. So I'm interested to see what you guys do. But yeah, anyways, we're still in Masters, so that's okay. And we're gonna try our best next time to see what we can do. And if you guys want to join in live for the competitive game or the competitive climb to GM, join me at twitch.tv/Dibz. Again, I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. PST, and I stream on Saturdays and Sundays at 1 p.m. PST. I do a lot of VOD reviews, I do sub games, I do viewer games on Sundays. Basically, if you submit a VOD, I can analyze it live on stream. You can ask questions, you don't have to donate or anything like that. But yeah, hope to see you guys soon, and catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.